went on the defensive when lawmakers and the media called for new gun control bans and regulations. At a news conference a week after the tragedy, LaPierre called for a good guy with a gun to stop mass shooters like Lanza and Holmes. The media and the opposition challenged his statements, but what they forgot was that in 2007, a good woman with a gun stopped a mass killer named Matthew Murray. Murray had killed 4 at the Youth with a Mission Center in Arvada, Colorado, before he decided to assault the New Life Church in Colorado Springs.
What we know is that a gunman opened fire here in the parking lot at New Life Church right behind me, shooting 5 people. 1 died at the scene. So did the gunman, who was shot.
An armed citizen can stop evil. It's not a far-fetched idea left for debates on Sunday morning news programs. It happened in Athens, Tennessee. It happened on those moonless nights in Mississippi when the Ku Klux Klan rode against equal rights. It happened in New Orleans and in Los Angeles when society collapsed. And it happens over 1 million times a year when law-abiding individuals use their guns in self-defense. The Founding Fathers understood the natural law of self-defense and ensured it for all when they wrote the Second Amendment. Why would our elected servants want to infringe on this vital and empowering civil right?
Should we focus on gun violence as a problem? Sure. I mean, it's a serious problem, but focusing on it as gun violence, the emphasis on gun, rather than focusing it on violence, that's where the problem lies.
The reaction by a number of the politicians, most of which, of course, are anti-gun and have been for a long time, have been to try and use the Newtown shootings any way they can to propose as many anti-gun laws as they can and put their anti-gun agenda in place. So far they've come out basically with what I'd call a wish list, and you name it what's on there, from registration to so-called background checks that really are a national registration system, to banning guns, to banning ammunition feeding devices, gun magazines, making it difficult to get permits. They've basically thrown every roadblock they can up and hope something sticks.
This is a very complex issue, the issue of violence in general, the issue of gun violence in particular. There are a lot of contributing factors, socioeconomics, mental health, all these things. There are a lot of valid conversations that we should be having, and we should be having that conversation with a respect for the Second Amendment, a respect for the fact that most gun owners are decent, law-abiding citizens.
It's the people. Anything can be construed as a weapon. My vehicle, if I decide to drive into a crowd of people and injure them, is in essence a weapon. And unfortunately, there's bad people wherever we go. Those people are the people that are causing the problems.
How do we identify and treat people who are mentally unstable or those who are likely to commit crimes? How do we prevent weapons from getting into the hands of mentally unstable individuals? And we can do that through background checks. We're working with psychiatric professionals that are feeding information into a database, and so if you have to get a background check, if your name comes up in that system, then obviously you don't qualify to own a firearm. I think it's sensible ideas like that that we should be talking about. Instead, our politicians are polarized around this concept of assault weapons. That's really, I think, just missing the point. Any gun laws that we have should be focused on reducing crime, and if they're not going to reduce crime or prevent crime, then really what good are they?
I give this to the gun banners. I'm in full agreement with them that I'd like to stop violence, okay? The problem is that there's almost a philosophic issue there, okay? How do you maintain your freedoms under our Constitution and deprive people of the means of self-defense in your attempt to try and prevent what are actually rare occurrences? Gun crime is actually down in this country. Crime, violent crime overall is down in this country. Okay, and people just refuse to, acknowledge these statistics. Yet firearm ownership is at an all-time high.
Most gun control laws are highly unlikely to do any good. Some of them are unlikely to do much harm either. But some of them are likely to interfere with self-defense with very little crime control benefit. By and large, most murders and an even larger share of other gun crimes are committed by people who are pretty committed criminals. If they are unwilling to follow the laws against murder or against robbery, they are unlikely to follow laws against possessing guns.
Our rich republic can't be there if we don't respect the Bill of Rights. And in fact, it's surprising how well the Bill of Rights has actually endured over time. And so as we move forward into the future, we need to respect each and every one of those civil rights, because with it, we can have that republic that Franklin said, if you can keep it.
So the question becomes, how much of our civil rights are we willing to give up for a sense of safety? Do we give up the right to be protected from unlawful search and seizure? Our right of privacy? Our right of self-defense? Do we abandon our natural rights for a promise of safety that the government can't or won't provide when we need it? The civil rights of the people are the basis of our society, and if we surrender one, we surrender them all.